A red card, a goal against all odds, and a last-minute equalizer. The 1-1 draw between Chelsea and Arsenal was so much more than just a point for each team. Honestly, it was a match that might have just completely redefined the Premier League title race. So let's break down what really happened at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, 1-1. Looks simple enough on paper, right? But trust me, that scoreline, it's an illusion. It hides the incredible intensity, the drama, and the tactical chess match that was going on out there on the pitch. And that's really the big question we're going to dig into, isn't it? For a 10-man Chelsea, was this a heroic, hard-fought point gained? Or, for the league leaders Arsenal, was this just a massive golden opportunity missed? The answer, well, it's not as simple as you'd think. You know, this game was basically two completely different matches rolled into one. And the moment that split it right down the middle, it all came down to a single red card that changed absolutely everything. From the very first whistle, this thing was a battle. As one pundit put it, it was played with an incredible amount of aggression and intensity. It was like a boxing match where neither side was willing to give an inch. The atmosphere was just electric. This was clearly about more than just 3 points.
So here's a quick rundown of how it all played out. Chelsea came out of the gates flying, looking like the stronger team. Then, the whole game flips on its head. 20 minutes in, Moises Caicedo gets a red card, advantage Arsenal, right? Well, not so fast. Against all odds, the 10 men of Chelsea dig in and actually manage to score, taking the lead and holding on to it until the final minutes when Arsenal finally grabbed that dramatic equalizer.
And this brings us to a really fascinating quirk in football, what I like to call the 10-man paradox. It's this counterintuitive idea that sometimes having an extra player can actually make the game harder for you, not easier. Let me explain.
Chelsea's response to going a man down was just a tactical masterclass in something called an ultra-compact defense. Instead of panicking, they just squeezed the field, shrunk the space between their players, and formed this tight, organized wall that was almost impossible for Arsenal to get through.
So this is the key thing to understand, the difference between what you expect and what actually happened. You expect to dominate with an extra player, create tons of easy chances. But the reality, as Arsenal found out, is you end up facing this frustrating, organized block, and you actually make yourself vulnerable to a quick counterattack.
And this right here just says it all. For over 70 minutes, Arsenal had an extra player on the pitch, and yet they never, not once, truly laid siege to Chelsea's goal. It's an incredible testament to how brilliantly Chelsea managed the game after going down to 10.
Okay, so when a team shows that kind of grit and tactical smarts, it naturally starts a bigger conversation. What does a performance like this really say about Chelsea's ambitions for the season?
And listen, you can't talk about that Chelsea performance without calling out some individuals. Reece James, for one, was singled out as the man of the match by a long way. He was just fantastic, showing everyone the immense quality this squad has.
So you see, this result was about way more than just 1 point. It was a huge building block for a title challenge. First, you've got the performance. They prove they can hang with the best, even with a man down. That performance forges incredible belief in the locker room. And finally, for a young team like this, getting this kind of high-stakes experience is just priceless. This is how you build a contender.
Which of course brings us to the million-dollar question that everyone was asking after that final whistle. Based on this performance, are they really truly in the hunt for the Premier League trophy?
The answer from the analysis? A pretty clear and resounding yes. Now, it might still be a season too soon for them, but a performance like this forces everybody to sit up and take them seriously as a genuine threat.
But hang on, let's not forget the other side of this. While Chelsea are rightly celebrating a fantastic point, why isn't this result the total disaster for Arsenal that it might look like on the surface?
You have to look at the context here. The pundits all noted that Arsenal looked a bit off it, and well, there's a good reason for that. Just look at this injury list. We're talking about key, crucial players right down the spine of their team. Honestly, any team in the world would struggle with that many big names out. So, the takeaway for the Gunners is pretty simple. When you're not playing your best, you're away from home in a huge derby, and you still manage to not lose, you just take that point and you move on. That's the sign of a resilient team, one that knows how to grind out a result.
All right, so with the game itself broken down, let's zoom out a bit. What does this one result mean for the Premier League title race as a whole?
First things first, let's be clear. Despite dropping 2 points, Arsenal are still very much in the driver's seat. They're holding on to a healthy 5-point lead at the top of the table. And here's how that top of the table is shaping up.
You've got Arsenal leading the pack, but look who's right there with them. You have the perennial contenders Manchester City, and now Chelsea's performance proves they belong in that conversation. It's undeniably a three-horse race. This quote right here just sums up the state of play perfectly. Arsenal are still the team to beat, they're the favorites. But this result proved one thing loud and clear. This race is wide open, and it is far from over.
So we're left with one final fascinating thought to chew on. You've got Arsenal and Manchester City, the established heavyweights, up against this young, hungry, and very clearly improving Chelsea side. The real question now is, who has the character, the depth, and the experience to see this thing all the way through to the end?